Good morning. Yeah, ooh, boy, I gotta clear my throat and try to get going. It's 7 a.m. here in Florida on a Saturday morning. Every evening, the past 3 or 4 evenings, we've been having storms, and consequently, the humidity is way up there. I'm out in my workshop, which cooled down a little bit because of the storm, but it's still a little bit warm and it's very humid. So I've got some fans on. You'll hear those in the background, and I apologize for that, but I don't have the fans on. I can't really tolerate it out here. Anyway, I dusted off my old ICOM IC706 Mark II-G that I've had for quite a few years, and this is, when it came out, was a real good deal. You got a lot of features in and not too expensive HAM transceiver, receiver and transmitter. So therefore the cost is going to be higher because it's got that transmitter function in it. And of course, since it's on the amateur radio bands, you have to have a license to transmit. And it's also a wideband receiver, both HF and VHF and UHF, with some limitations. It doesn't cover the whole spectrum. It has some limitations. But it does cover the entire AM shortwave band, and it makes an excellent shortwave receiver. Ideally, if you could find one of these that, if you're not a ham, you don't want to transmit, if you could find one of these used that the transmitter section has been destroyed, has a problem, so it's no longer a transceiver, you could probably get a pretty good deal on one of these. At the time when I got this, about 10 years ago maybe, I got it used. I got it from a friend who wanted to upgrade to a more expensive, more elaborate radio. And so I got it for $600 at that time. And I think it was selling new for about $800. I don't know if they're still on the market as a new radio. I kind of doubt it. A ton of used ones out there because they were extremely popular. It is a mobile radio. In other words, you can mount it in your vehicle, or you can use it at your desk. It has this little stand on the bottom to let you use it at your desk. And like I said, it has a ton of functions. Many functions are related to receiving, and so it makes the receiving capability of this radio really outstanding. Again, there's kind of a break point on shortwave receivers to shortwave transceivers, and especially, you know, ICOM and many of the other ham radio manufacturers do make receivers where they just take their transceiver, they leave out the transmitter section and reduce the cost. And Kenwood has radios like that, and Linco has radios like that, and ICOM has radios like that, to name a few. So you can get it in both transceiver and receiver. And typically, if you go onto eBay, for instance, and you look for this kind of quality receiver, they're going to be in high demand. But like I said before, if you can find a transceiver, be it an ICOM or Kenwood or whatever, that has been, the output, the transmitter section has been damaged, which can happen fairly often if you you know, you get a short on your output and you try to transmit for a significant period of time, because it does have some overload protection to protect it from damaging the output for short periods of time. But if you sit there with the mic keyed and you're trying to figure out why is it not outputting, and you just hold it and you could damage it output in it, and it's a fairly costly repair if you have to pay to get it done. So a lot of people will just say, hey, it costs too much to fix it, I want a new radio, I'll just sell the radio as a receiver. And you can pick up some pretty good deals for around $300. Now, keep in mind, that's still way above the shortwave only radios, such as the Grundig 750, although it's gotten scarce and now the price has really skyrocketed. I got mine for like $200. And so for, you know, $100 or $200 more, you can get a radio which is really a high quality radio and receiver. And I'm just going to show you some examples of using the radio this morning as far as its reception capability and its tuning capability. I'm not going to get into a lot of detail. But this, like I say, this radio has a ton of features. It's menu driven. It's got a nice big display for the fact that it is a portable radio. And let me see if I can get the button up there and zoom in a little bit. Oop, wrong way. There, we're zoomed in, and now we need to, we need to turn the camera a little bit. I do need a cameraman. Let's see, loosen this up. Yep, there we go. So that's hopefully that's a pretty good picture. And I've got it turned on now, and what I've got it connected to, many years ago, my father-in-law gave me a old Collins military radio, big mammoth thing. I think it weighs over 60 pounds. And with that, he gave me an antenna that he built. He's not a ham, and he's gone now. He was a technician, electrical technician, and he worked on motors. So he did have some electrical background. And he built this very simple antenna. And it's just a long wire antenna. It's, I think, like number 14 gauge solid copper wire, insulated copper wire. And it's about 50 feet long. It's about the length of one side of a G5 RV antenna. And what he did is he simply, at the end of one end, he attached a coax cable, and the center conductor went to this long wire. And that's it. It's a very simple antenna that anybody could build. And he did, the one thing he did do that was smart is that he used that shielded coax cable to bring the signal into the house. So I've got that antenna. It's up about maybe 15 feet in the air, not real high. So that's the one I'm going to be using this morning. And we're just going to tune the band, see what we can find. So here we go. Turn the volume up. Okay, right now I'm in the 40 meter amateur band, around 7 megahertz, 7.2 something megahertz. Now, you saw how easy that was to tune. This is single sideband. It happens to be lower sideband. That's just where it was set. And it doesn't have a separate BFO. So you just use the normal frequency tuning knob and just tune it in, and it just tuned right in that single sideband station with no problem. The other nice thing about this radio, and I don't know if it's showing up on, I think it's showing up on the camera, is that it can tune at a very low rate, I'll call it, very small steps. Here we've got 7.210.18, and it's changing right now, and you can change the steps. Right now it's tuning that last digit. So you can see it really has fine tuning. And then you can change the tuning steps with this button here, and it'll tune a lot faster. And then it's change it again. Tuning rates back to very fine. So it's a really easy radio to tune. This tuning knob is it's like silk smooth tuning. Can't beat it, can't beat it. And then it has a number of filters that you can apply, including a I'm going to have to look it up. I got the manual here because this thing is so complicated. Sometimes I can't even remember how to use it. It's got so many features. Let me see if I can find the feature I'm looking for. And it's got various modes. It's got AM, FM, upper and lower sideband, CW mode, which kicks in another type of filter, RTTY, which kicks in another filter, IF shift function. That's what I was looking for, where the intermediate frequency, you can shift where it's receiving and decoding that IF frequency, and that way if you've got interference or something, you can move away from that as opposed to just changing the frequency. Again, a really precise way of tuning. That comes in handy if you're listening to CW and there's a whole bunch of CW signals coming in together. You can use that IF shift function to tune that in. I think I've got it. Yeah, it's right here. It's this concentric knob here. And I don't know if it's showing up on display. When I'm tuning it, you can see it shows graphically where the shift is from the original frequency. And I don't have a signal now because I tuned it. See if I can go back down. There we go. Okay, keep talking. And he stopped. It sounds like a tone control, but it's not a tone control. I'll leave it up to the student to research that function that's available on, I call these high-end radios. It does have a preamp built into it, so you don't have to have an external amplifier on the receive side. I think I've got it turned off right now. Doesn't make that much difference on this signal because it's so strong. So let's go up to something that we know about, like WWV. Now, the one thing it doesn't have is it doesn't have a keypad. You know, because it's mobile, and you know they want to make it as compact as possible. They didn't include a keypad. Now, having said that, it does have an external control so that you can computer control it, And I've used Ham Radio Deluxe software to control this radio. And then again, it gives you a whole ton of features, and including direct tuning via your computer keypad. Okay, there's something familiar. That's WWV on 10 megahertz. Okay, let's tune down from there and see what we find. I'm going to go back to AM mode. Yep. Yeah, how do I do this? Oh, I know how. No, I don't. I guess it's FM. Go from FM maybe. Okay, good. There we go. That was in. That was interesting. I was in FM mode and I was getting something. Let's go back to FM mode. Whoops. Got to push and hold this when I'm in AM. I've got some squelch on, that's why it's coming and going. I wonder if that's a, that sounds like a local FM station coming in on 10 megahertz. You never know what you're going to find. So let's go back to AM. There's WWV. Now we're going to tune down.
Hará todo lo que pueda para acompañar el proceso.
9.70, a little weak. .580. I better let me crank up my shortwave website, because I tend to forget what these frequencies are. It's one of those things that comes with old age. Ah, that's Radio Australia. Some kind of sports. So that's Radio Australia coming from Australia, and this is the S meter, and it's 40 over. It's almost full scale. Again, I'm using this random piece of wire. Like I say, it's about 50 feet long. That's all it is, and it's picking up stations loud and clear. Surprised I'm not picking up channel radio. Let me look up channel radio. Well, we look up and see what's on this time of the morning in English. and around 8 something megahertz. Not much, yeah, there's nothing around 8 megahertz. 8 megahertz band is basically unused. Let's go to 7260. Whoop. Ooh, I wonder what that is. 7.5. Not listed. Well, I take that back. There is on 7550 is all India radio. I don't know if that's that. Nah. That sounds like a Spanish station. Probably close by. Let me see, I gotta turn that off. It's got music, 7.310. Another station's not listed. There again, it could be a local Spanish station. HAM band. It sounds like a sideband. It tuned too fast and I lost it. Okay, well, I just wanted to show you this radio and give you the idea that if you want a higher quality receiver, one way to get it is to find a used transceiver where the transmitter section has been damaged and is no longer operational, but the receiver section completely works. Now, it's a little iffy trying to find that, especially if you're trying to find something like that on eBay. But another way of doing it is going to a Hamfest or look at Craigslist and stuff like that, so that you can actually go and try the radio on receive mode. So that's the show for today. I hope to do some experimenting today with your typical shortwave radio, like the Texan 660. Maybe I'll use that one, and using a simple external antenna. So thanks for watching. Bye bye.